What's your one in a million story? Survived an almost 100% fatal accident. 60-meter, approximately 200 feet, straight drop. I was struck by lightning. 22nd story of John Hancock Tower in Boston, the big glass one, through a conference room window. The storm was very pretty, but I don't go near windows during storms anymore. When I was like 10 or so, I was really into astronomy. I lived in a small town in northern Idaho, pretty much the middle of nowhere. There was a big field by my house, and during meteor showers I would take a chaise lounge out there and watch all night. I'd been out there a couple of hours and saw a ton of meteors. It was summer, so probably the Perseids. Then I see this meteor that, instead of streaking across the sky, just appeared to be getting bigger. It flew right over my head at a relatively low altitude. As it flew over, I could hear a sizzling sound, like something cooking in a frying pan. Then it went past the horizon, and I heard this crazy thump sound where it hit the ground. I spent the rest of my summer break looking for where it landed, but, alas, I never found it. Found an old nail keg, half full of silver coins and copper pennies in an old shed on a property I bought. I still have it. Crashed a stranger's wedding as the bride's cousin's +1 because I really liked the Irish band they hired for the reception. It was a beautiful Irish wedding, and we had a blast. Fast forward exactly 10 years. My brother is an Irish musician, and we live in S.E., Louisiana. A hurricane had just come through, so I hitched a ride with him to an Irish festival in order to stay at their hotel and partake in some much-needed electricity. I see the couple whose wedding I crashed. We talked long into the night, and I confessed to the bride that I always wanted an Irish husband. She joked that she had an available Irish brother-in-law, but he was passed out at the hotel and about to move to Australia. I never met him at the wedding. Crowded concert the next day. I'm next to a guy who I can just tell is the brother. Sure enough, he goes to sit with them. I froze, but my friend pushed me over to talk. They were on their way home, but we said we'd look each other up on Facebook. This was 2008. Separately, we told our friends and family how crazy it was that we felt like we met our soulmate, but it was only 5 minutes, like I had been struck by lightning. Got back together about a month later, and he did not move to Australia. We're now happily married 16 years. When I was 16, I started talking to this girl online from a chat room who was a year older. I was in NJ, she was in SC. It was a time where it was actually easier for her to mail me pictures after heavy flirting, so she did. Pre-digital camera AOL chat days. We flirted hard for a couple of years. One thing or another came up every time we planned to meet up, and eventually we kinda lost touch. 5 years later, I'm at a random bar in Florida. This woman walks in, sits next to me, and we hit it off. After about an hour of chatting, there were just too many similarities. When I asked if she lived in SC, she said she had just moved to Florida a few weeks beforehand. Turns out it was her. This doesn't have the awesome ending of some people's where we are married now, but we had a great week and a few visits back and forth for a couple of years. But who actually gets to hook up with their first online crush? I was playing beer pong years ago, definitely past my limit on drinks. This really pretty girl shows up to the party and asks how to play beer pong. I start explaining the rules, and when I got to trick shot, she asked what they were. Never breaking eye contact, I threw my ball up. It hit the ceiling fan blades, which were going full speed, and went straight into a cup. After laughing for 10 minutes, we all tried to recreate it, never even slightly close. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe and leave a like.